obviously don't know everything.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to create something big, and because I'm kind of a control freak, if you can't tell as well too, like obviously with some of my stuff, the reason why I handle a lot of this as well. And um, if I want to get to the level that I have envisioned in my mind, I can't do it alone.
Right.
So whether that's building a team, hiring things out, I have to be open to that.
Yeah.
So it's doing that, and yeah, I would say those would be probably the biggest reasons.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. I definitely have a similar mind to you, as far as goals go and whatnot. Being a little bit of a control, freak in the sense that you just want everything done by yourself in a way, just because you know it's the best that way. And I had a problem with that when I started the window cleaning because I hired out my workers, and when they didn't do good enough at the jobs, I'd have to be the person to confront the owner and to fix things and go back, and I was just like, I mean, and even I had friends that were just like were goofing off on jobs, and I was just like, you were representing like this company, and it's like I can't have that, you know what I mean? So it's definitely a hard thing to do.
For sure.
I cannot lie. So obviously you said you've done Facebook ads in the past. I saw you had them a few days ago. Did you take them down recently?
I think they probably just expired.
Okay.
I did them for like 7 days. And honestly, I think these were some of the worst performing ads that I've done in a while. And I don't know if it's just because I hadn't done it in a while. And then the content that I utilized, I feel like the messaging was okay, but even like the content that I had, unfortunately, with these people, I don't have a lot of content on. And I'm trying to rely on them as well to like, hey, help me out with some content. Let's take some pictures. Let's,
Hmm.
do some of this type of stuff so I can help promote and advertise you. Because I hire them all they're all 1099 employees. So like
Okay.
they're all independent contractors, and I want them to brand themselves and build a name for themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was kind of using what I was working with. And I was like, well, it's been a minute. Let me at least throw, I think it was $100 total. So it's $50 on one ad, $50 on the other. So, let me just throw that out there. Let me see what happens. Because that's kind of how the other ones were as well too. I mean, experimentation. Because I think part of my flaw and downfall has been with trying some of these. I haven't been able to have the time in the right time frame to be able to analyze how well it's doing.
Right.
It's like I do it and I go through it, and then the next thing you know, they're done, and then by the time I have time, it's already like too late. I'm not really processing the information in that as well, and it's like, dude, I've got a million other things I've got to do. We've got to just keep going. Let's post some more content. And I know obviously if you can't analyze it and understand what's working and what's not, how are you going to know
Right.
how to move forward?
Yeah, that's a big thing right there. And I have like all the conversion rate sheets with just like all of the information, like the click through rates, the CTR, the CTC, like just everything I have in there, and it's all through Go High Level, which tells you that. And then obviously
Okay.
I have a spreadsheet which basically I put in the information that you get from the results, and basically it tells me where the bottleneck is.
Okay.
So if a certain score is low in a way or it's too high somewhere, like I can tell and analyze it and basically just see what's wrong with the ad, like whether it's the landing page or the copy or the text or, you know, whatnot. And so basically that's how I go about making sure that they actually are good. And I can tell you a little bit about your ad, because I did take a little peek at it before you took it or before it expired. And
Yeah.
me and my buddy's first impressions, he also is working with marketing with some other companies. And our first impression, um, and I'm gonna be pretty honest with you because I'm an open guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, so like when you look at that ad, I mean it's just like a swamp of text. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's one thing. You know that the average person that's scrolling on Facebook isn't gonna like take the time out of the day to read all of that information.
For sure.
And that's a big thing is, people's attention spans, especially now with social media. I mean, it's like new, you know that. And so
Absolutely.
you need to have concise text and then not super short, but you need to convey your message. Like I noticed there was a few paragraphs or a few parts in there, which I would definitely love to like just keep as the only text in that ad.
Okay.
And I would definitely keep it under 100 words, like honestly probably like 50,
Okay.
just to have the best odds that someone actually reads it. And there's also something I want to talk a little bit about, and obviously if we work together, I'm gonna go through this more, but
Sure.
um, there's a way of qualifying these leads before they even like step in your door.
Okay.
Um, and the way, and you have a way of doing this. And it's with your landing page in a way. So basically, they answer like a little bit of questions, which it's just personal information I think on your landing pages.
Yep.
But if you do a form on Facebook directly, and there's questions on there, pages of them, like maybe three pages of like short questions that are easy to answer, like when are you coming in, and obviously I'll have all these ready for you.
For sure.
And basically, based on the person's answers, if they actually take the time to go out of their way to answer all those questions right and be honest and whatnot, obviously they're going to get sent into my lead software system, but also that qualifies them in a way because they're actually like getting tied down to doing what they said they were going to do. And as soon as they get in my lead management software, I know you're similar to me in the way that you like to have a little bit more control on things. And so I have it written out for you, or I could do it. And basically, it's when to contact them right when they get in the lead management software. Obviously, you're going to have access to all that. And basically, what to say, how long to wait before saying. And I'm sure you could either want to do, like, most people want to do it because they want to have a personal touch on it, or they have,
Hmm.
like, one of their coworkers do it. Or I could do it just for the first few weeks just to see how it goes.
For
Um,
sure.
Generally, I'd send like contract once I know what I'm doing and whatnot, and so we have to work together for like 120 days or 60 days or whatever. But this isn't paid. None of this is, so I'm not really gonna bother with any of that, obviously. Um,
Okay.
but I will say that in general, you want to at least let your ad run for minimum 2 weeks to get a good perspective on how it's actually doing. 1 week doesn't really give it enough time to like just work in a way. I will say a lot of people and kids I know that are doing what I'm doing, they tend to just like keep switching the copies and keep switching the stuff every week because it's not working. But it's just not how it works. It takes time for that stuff to work, and sometimes just waiting for that is just the best way to do it. So
Okay.
it says here we have a minute and 11 left in the meeting. I think we might be able to just leave and go back in though,
Okay.
because I don't really want to condense it too much. I want to be pretty flexible here. Um, so we'll see how that works. But
Okay.
yeah, so basically that's what I can offer you. And that will just be, oh, well, offers free. But I will say definitely take some time if you are planning on working with me. Take some time with me, and so we can actually like work on things and learn. And the way I work and I want to is probably have a call with you either once a week or once every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Obviously, we could text about certain things and certain copies. Like after this call, I'd like for you to send me those copies and whatnot, and just everything that you have that encompasses your business. And then
Yeah.
I'd actually make the ad copies for you and the whole campaign and do all the strategies and just have it set up for you so you could just either reply to the leads or just do nothing on your
Okay.
part. It's pretty. That's what I'm good at, and I have done a lot of research for. Um, so, oop.
Hey, there we go. That'll work.
That'll work. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with Zoom, but that is new to me.
Yeah, no, I think we had to deal with that in my previous job because like we utilized Zoom during COVID, when
Mm.
because I managed an outside sales team basically, so I was in medical sales. I worked in hospice, so we would go to nursing homes, we would go to hospitals, things like that. Well, when everything was pretty much shut down, well, we didn't stop working. It was we had to work the phones, we had to do virtual meetings and things like
Mm-hmm.
that, and that's when I found out that Zoom started like minimizing the call to like 30 or 45 minutes, something like that. So kind of annoying.
That is pretty annoying. Yeah, so one last question real quick. So how much have you spent previously on ads? Like what's your usual ad cost?
I'd say about $50 is
Fi-
like typically what I do because I would try to to do a couple. So I would spend 100, maybe 150, because I would try to do a couple in a row. When I had some time, I was like, okay, let's sit down. Were there any posts that did well that maybe I could reformulate the message before I boost it, or actually sit down and make an ad and do it that way. So I would say $100 to $150 is like what I was spending.
Okay, and how often would that be? Like for that, was that every campaign or?
It was like maybe once a month.
Okay, so
Yeah, yeah.
okay,
So not like I said, not very often,
right.
because it was experimental, and then with just finances and that, it was like, okay, like this is what I've got allotted. Let's give it a shot. But working with somebody who actually understands what they're doing, a little bit different.
Right.
I'm willing to invest some money, in those types of things, and but yeah, just being completely transparent. I did not. It wasn't like I do it every other week or anything like that. That's why I'm not very comfortable with it.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I can tell you firsthand from what I've seen, just from talking to different gyms, is that generally successful gyms that are pretty big tend to spend anywhere from like $20 to $50 a day on advertising. That's what I've been seeing. And obviously, since you're new, and you obviously have a lot of things ahead of you in the future, I'd say we can definitely go on like a. And obviously, I'm gonna actually do some research and figure out this number specifically before if we have another meeting or whatnot. But I can probably say it'll be around anywhere from $20 to $40 a day. Probably in the range of like $30 a day, which is definitely a big investment. It's definitely a difference, But I generally can guarantee, I'd say at least 20 to 30 leads that are qualified a month, which obviously are pretty decent numbers. And I am doing this also just for a case study in a way. That's why it's free. And so basically, I'm just looking to try to use my information to help your business grow, and then maybe apply that to you, and so you can keep it going from there. Because I don't know about you, but most people, when it comes to marketing, once they figure out like how it works, they don't, unless it's a lack of time, they usually just end up doing it themselves, which seems to be the case for the most part.
Right, like even with this, I mean, I just appreciate even your time and your conversation in that today. Like I would still want to figure out a way to like compensate you, rather that meant even like I'm hooking you up with some gear, I'm paying you here and there, in the meantime, and then even if that meant helping promote you as well. I'm starting to build a bigger platform. I have a lot of friends who have their own businesses, and I know you're kind of focusing on gyms in this, but I'm sure that system can be utilized for multiple other things, in that as well. And I'm very much the type of person that like I don't like handouts, like I don't like free rides, and things like that. But I'm all for like exchanging, even if that meant in different things like that. So.
Yeah.
I would want to try to make it worth your time as much as possible. And then, of course, listen to everything that you do and do it, so then that way you can take this case study and be able to apply that to other places.
Right. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I can tell you right now, the only compensation I'll be needing is that just probably like maybe at the end of if we decide to not work together anymore, or maybe during, just a video just saying what I did for you, and just just a video, and that can act as the case study. Other than that, I mean, there's really not much.
Absolutely.
So.
No, I can definitely do that. And I can even have like our official camera guy like be here and like get a legit video and that going. And if you're ever interested, even I could even help you put up your own promo video in that, like with that stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. So, yeah, just looking at just like wrapping this call up. So is there any way that I can get like a almost definite, like a yes or no, whether you're just looking to work with me or not? Is there any way I can just get one of those?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you give me until the end of the day?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Mainly just because, I don't want to tell you my whole life story, but so this has been my dream, my venture. Now I will say I've been the breadwinner in my relationship. I've been married for a couple of years. I married my best friend's sister, so like we've been best friends for a really long time.
Right.
But I will say that she sacrificed a lot, in order for us to do this. So one of the things that I told her, even like when we did this, is like, hey, I'm gonna, no no matter what decisions I make, I'm going to bring you in on them. Rather you say yes or no. I mean, I'm going to make the final decision.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm going to bring you in on the decision in that as well. So if you can give me, she'll be here in either 14 minutes or 45 minutes. She's usually here between 4 and 4:30.
Okay.
Because she usually does the class that's at 4:30. But I mainly just kind of want to run things by her.
Yeah.
Just so everything's cool. But I'll tell you right now, man, I'm 99.9% positive. Like, I want to work with you.
Okay.
I think you carry yourself super well. You're very knowledgeable. I love your personality. You're definitely somebody I can connect with. We both have similar mindsets in that.
Right.
The other meeting that I had with guys that were kind of doing similar things that you were, dude, they talked down to me the whole time. It was, I was little fish, and they even said that. They're like, well, I don't want to like hurt your feelings, but like I'm like, so you mean I'm the small guy, I'm the poor guy.
There's a different dynamic here.
But regardless, I've really appreciated your time, and like I said, even your conversation, I feel like you asked great questions, and everything that you said made sense and resonated with me. So like I'm like 100% like for this. I just want to hold my word as well too with my wife, just to make sure that I do bring her in on this. And then the other thing would just be is running by her with the financial piece of if we are investing $30 a day, what that's going to look like on our accounts and things like that. Because so she just quit her job 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
4 weeks ago. We had anticipated her staying a little bit longer. Just kind of like during this transition, but she was starting to get to the point where I was at the end of my job, to where not being herself, like literally every day was absolutely miserable, and I couldn't see her like that anymore. So I was like, fuck it, let's jump. We made it this far, you know what I mean? Now she's working a little bit with her brother. Her brother fixes and flips homes. He's an entrepreneur, doing all of that. But that's the main thing, is just running that financial piece off her and that as well.
Yeah. I mean,
I already had a big sell the other day with our $5,000 and that going to Wadapalooza.
Hey, you gotta shoot in the dark. It'll work out. It's about the long term. So if that is the case, that 99.9%, I can tell you a little bit about what I'd like to do at the next meeting. I am going to need a little bit of time, probably like maybe a week if that's cool, after tonight or whenever you just like figure that out with your wife. But I'm going to I'll text you specifically, but I can tell you right now that it's probably going to be some ad creatives, it's just some like pictures of what you guys do and whatnot. Maybe even some videos if you want to try it out. And then the next time we speak together, I can go over a little bit of what that's going to be like, and maybe I'll send you an email just like so you can see what it would look like. And basically, I'm going to create like a sub account for you and Go High Level, connect you to my account and Go High Level, basically go through your ad account, make sure it's all good, and then add me as a permission on there. And then once I get through there, you got to make sure that you have your billing info figured out for the ads themselves. And then after that, I will make sure to connect the Instagram/Facebook with the Go High Level, so that basically all the leads that come to you will show up in our system, and I'll give you the login for that, an easy way to get on there, and then I'll send you the automations, and we'll just do everything like that. And usually I'd set up all the payments for me, like with Wave, I'm looking at doing it with, but I don't even have that stuff set up, to be honest, because I'm not planning on getting paid yet with this.
For sure.
And I'm looking to set up Slack as well, just to get all those logos and whatnot, because I think they're a little bit worse quality sent over iMessage, maybe.
For sure.
But I'll text you more about that later in the week.
Okay. And yeah, no rush there. I know you're a busy guy as well, so yeah, dude. Again, I really appreciate your time. Like I said, I'll be. Would you rather me just shoot you a text? Is that cool, or would you rather me email you?
Oh yeah, shoot me a text. I'm on my phone a lot more than I'm on my email. I can tell you that.
I feel you there.
Yeah.
Well, as you get older, you're gonna realize you're on that email all the time, just as much. Man.
Yeah.
I hate it, but.
Right, it's reversing itself. But yeah, let me just put down a date right now, and send you an invite. And also, sorry for like just spamming you with reminders about the meeting. I I've had probably 3 meetings where I've gotten people to say yes and that they're so excited to hear about it and all this stuff, and then they just never show up to the Zoom meeting. And
I'm
it's
sorry to hear that, man.
so yeah, I
Yeah.
created a little bit of I just learned or just figured out some stuff that I could text and just do stuff just to prevent that as much as possible. Um,
Absolutely. Well, then you're not wasting your time as well. Those are
right.
things that I learned doing sales and that as well. Dude, I'd set a meeting with somebody literally the day before, and then I'd show up to their place, and they'd be like, "What are you talking about? Like, I can't meet today." And I'm like, "Dude, I literally
Yeah.
was here in person yesterday. Like,
Right.
this wasn't even through email, you know."
Yeah.
So yeah, you start learning those different stops and things like that. So
Yeah, I can tell you definitely is brutal sitting at 9 p.m. at night waiting 40 minutes just for a guy to show up in a Zoom call.
yeah. Well, like I said, man, we do this. I want to do whatever I can to help funnel business your way as well.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
big on
you.
networking. I'm fortunate that I happen to know quite a bit of people. So,
Mhm.
like I said, I definitely would want this relationship to be as mutual as possible. So,
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds great. So let me just put you down for a date for that
okay.
next meeting. Obviously, if things come up, we can change it. It's not
Yeah.
that big of a deal, but just like what's a day? Maybe I'd say anything past the 10th. So it could be the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, just any day next week after Tuesday. Because I'd like at least a week to get ready, just in case, because this is our homecoming week, so I am
Oh shit. Okay.
a little busy.
Yeah. No kidding. You got a date?
I do. I've been dating a girl for 2 years now, so
Okay. Right on. Well,
we're
good for you,
we're
man.
we're cooking. But
I'm
yeah,
good. So you want to do after the 10th? So I
yeah.
can do Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Okay,
My week's a little bit open that week right now. So
okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll go for Wednesday. I get out of
okay,
school pretty early on Wednesday. Actually, I get out an hour early at 1:45, which is nice.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, the only thing that I would have. So if we do Wednesday, I typically train. He's a consistent client. I have a client at 4 o'clock.
okay,
That I train. He's only about an hour and 15 minutes. So basically 4 to. Oh wait, no, he's a little bit earlier now. I'm sorry. So now he's 3:30. So it'd be 3:30 to 4:30 ish. So I'd be available by 5, like I said, or
okay.
before. I'd be good
Yeah.
from 2:30 to 3:30.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure it's like pretty quick. And just straight to the point. Not a lot of like talk like we did today.
For sure.
But yeah, because usually I try to keep these meetings to be like 30 minutes. It's been almost an hour now, so yeah, we can make it pretty straight to the chase, straight to the cut, so we can do that for you. How about just 5 then? Just call
Yeah,
5.
that works out perfect.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do 5, 5 to 5:15 ish, and then I will send you. And also, did you get the email of the Zoom reminder? I'm not sure if that's sent out.
Let me see here.
It'd be sent under just owenrenslin@gmail.com.
So I got have this invitation, which was on Tuesday the 26th.
It's probably
This
the
would have
day I
been
called you.
last week, so I got that one.
Okay, so it did send, but yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, I was just wondering because I don't really know. I did that through Google Calendar, and it was pretty weird. I don't
And
know.
I always try to click yes on there, but I never know, like, nothing happens after I do that. So I don't know
Oh,
if it ever alerts you guys in that as well.
doesn't, yeah.
Obviously not. So
Interesting. Yeah, it's definitely better to do this over text messages than email. That probably would have prevented at least one of those no shows. Um, Alrighty, let's see here. So I'm gonna create a meeting. For that date, Wednesday the 11th.
perfect.
Yeah, 5:15 ish. So, okay, sounds good. It was really nice to meet you, Jesse.
Yeah, you too, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to learn more about what you do, your business. Just a little bit more. I'm just excited to learn more about you in general, and hopefully we can get you some crazy results.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like I said, I'll be getting a hold of you here very shortly. So as soon as she gets here, I'm going to run everything by her real quick. I should have an immediate answer right then. So you'll be hearing from me very shortly. So,
Okay. Yeah, sounds perfect. Yeah, well, we can plan on talking again. Obviously over text, but just Wednesday the 11th specifically, and go over a lot more about that. And I'll send you more information as well throughout the week. So, yep.
perfect. Sounds great, man. Well, again, if there's anything else you need from me, you just let me know, and
Okay.
then you'll be hearing from me very shortly.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Jesse. It was very nice to meet you.
Appreciate it, man. See ya.
See ya. Money, yeah. good idea. What is good? Hello.
You
What
calling on my phone.
what is good, my brother?
You got the case study, buddy.
Yes, sir, dude. That guy was a dog. He was exactly like me. Like he okay, first of all, let me blow you with one thing that blew me out of the water. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Did I help? Did my advice help?
I don't remember. Okay, but this is something that he said. Um
Yeah.
so you know Alex Hormozy?
Yeah.
You know Layla?
No.
Okay, that's Alex Hormozy's wife. And they're both like they both run the company and they're really rich. So this guy,
Ooh.
this guy that
Yeah.
I just signed, he used to date Alex Hormozy's wife. So he has Alex Hormozy's number and his wife.
The fuck?
So like this is like the most insane. Like he's like, yeah, I have so many connections that I'm so excited to put you on, and I know a lot of business owners that will definitely love services like this, especially if you keep up the good work. Like oh my god, he was just loaded with just good stuff.
Jesus Christ,
Like
bro.
isn't that fucked?
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, and he like